I'd now like to introduce Julia Ruggirello. Julia is a sophomore majoring in special education. She is the recipient of the Anita Giapalma Endowed Scholarship. Please join me in welcoming Julia to the podium.
Thank you. Well, I definitely have the bar set high for me because I'm Misha. But I just want to say thank you for having me here today. On behalf of all scholarship recipients, I would personally like to thank each and every one of you donors who makes it possible for students to follow their dreams. Without the help of scholarships for some, it may be nearly impossible to follow through with their passions. I know this may sound strange, but I actually like applying for scholarships. And an even crazier thing, I enjoy the essay part the most. When crafting my essay, it really allows the donor to personally get to know who the students are and who may potentially be a recipient of their award. My own story happens to involve my life with cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a genetic lung disease that affects the organs, mainly the lungs and the pancreas. CF produces thick mucus and frequent lung infections, leading to permanent lung damage. Currently, the life expectancy is only 37 years old. I take up to 40 pills a day. I go into the hospital about 2 to 4 times a year to treat these lung infections. But even though the life expectancy is only 37, I don't live my life by that number. I live my life to the fullest, waking up each morning extremely grateful to be alive. A couple of years ago, I attended a leadership conference where for the entire week we had to create what was known as a B goal, something that we wanted to get better every day at. I chose my B goal to be alive. Through this goal, I was going to live a healthy, confident life, one that far surpassed 37, and reached until I was 93. That's what I told people, 93. I wasn't going to have someone tell me when my time was up. That was for me to decide. To follow along with my B goal, I lived my day to its fullest potential. However, I realized that graduation was soon approaching, and I decided I needed to go to college. As a young girl, it has always been a dream of mine to teach. My dad built me a small classroom in our basement where I taught for hours on end to stuffed animals, and if I was lucky enough, the neighbors. And I knew going into college that I had to find a school that was #1 in education. Obvious choice, Michigan State University. As I was planning out my last details, my parents began to grow concerned. I've always been the type of person to go, go, go and do it. I never stop. I don't really know when to stop at all. So as all parents, they were worried. And of course I got the lectures, Julia, you need to take care of yourself, and I just gave the eye roll that all teenagers itching out of the house give. What they don't know is though that I looked into this further. I looked into what type of services MSU offered for kids like me. I wasn't disabled, but I did face some challenges that would need to be accommodated. That's when I found out about MSU's RCPD, Resource Center for Persons with Disabilities. I was fortunate enough to snag probably one of their best workers, Shani Fayen. The RCPD has been one of the best experiences I've had at MSU. Through this group, I've been able to fully express to my professors my condition and have their support 100%. But the real best thing about the RCPD is meeting the Giapalma family. Jack and Joyce Giapalma are parents to one of MSU's alumni, Anita Giapalma. Anita also had CF, but unfortunately, her life was taken too early from this disease. Through her memory, Jack, Joyce, and their son Jack, who's here today, set up a scholarship for MSU students with CF. I was lucky enough to be a recipient of this award, not once, not twice, but actually 3 times. And it has been one of the most incredible experiences of my life. I've never met more welcoming people, and I can truly say that I love their family like my own. Their kind nature and warm-heartedness are things I truly can't reflect in a speech. They have always been my biggest cheerleaders. As a newly awarded recipient of the Big Ten Scholarship, they were some of the first people to congratulate me on this honor. I'm not sure how many of you donors know the impact that you make on students' lives. I am taking on the burden of paying for college myself, as probably many others in this room are. I cannot wait for the day until I'm old and retired from teaching, and I begin to look back at all the wonderful, courageous people who helped me get there. I just wanted to say thank you again from the bottom of my heart for all that you do. All that you do is extremely appreciated, and I myself one day hope to give back to students. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.